Hey, way too beautiful of a day to just stay inside and work and read and study. So I'm not. I've come outside. I have a dear friend coming by this afternoon to go swimming. But for now, we're just going to walk and possibly pick some figs and see what kind of weeds are going on. Normally I have Pedro, who's kind of taken the lead in getting rid of a lot of weeds, but I intend next week to go out and buy myself, a gentle lady's lawnmower. Because I'm going to leave Pedro, the John Deere, and the responsibility of doing the main amount of mowing. But sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's fun just to get out there and just trek on the land and see what it looks like. Today what we'll do is we'll start on the other side of the property and then work around and go backward. I've done that a couple times just driving, but today I think what we'll do is we'll walk it. And we'll just do something a little bit unique, which is always fun. So, when I came and I saw the land, there was a sign way out in the field over here. And there was a gentleman who owned all of this. It was 30 acres. There was a sign and a picture of a house plan. And I don't know what I saw, but I saw something. So I guess almost like the good architect, or the designer, or someone who sees something that's not even there yet. I envisioned, look at this amazing, here's a peony that's gonna take root. I've got to give this peony some life. So we're gonna do that this evening. I'll put a little water to it. Actually, let's do that right now. What did my lovely friend say before? She goes, this water, Jan, is so hot. So let's see if we just come get some of these beautiful things watered, because the day is quite hot. I think maybe it's about 84, 85 degrees. And there's a lovely, lovely breeze. So God love the breeze. Let's water that, let's water this. Normally I go a little bit longer than that, but because you all are here, we're gonna go a little faster than normal. These have been here, oh my goodness, over 10 years. And they're still going bright. This tree was tiny. Right about now we're just kind of letting it go, as we are the roses. Normally I cut them down so I can see the expansiveness when I leave the house. Anyway, as I was saying before, it's kind of interesting. Over time, at the very beginning, I just had a background because my mom was a designer, my grandparents, they've all been in the flower industry. They've all designed parties and weddings and flower gardens and all that. And I guess I just did it naturally, but right about now, having been out here for almost 15, 16, 17 years, I love the study of both landscape and regular architecture. So, it's never too late. So we'll take that on. So anybody who listens to this, if they need an intern or somebody to, I'll do a specialty in creating barn structures and, modern farm expanses, open architecture that takes the outside in, large expansive kitchens and fireplaces where, we treasure the outside as much as the inside. But back to what I was saying, I just saw land. But it's interesting how sometimes things in life take a long time to say yes to, and you have to figure it out and strategize. This was one of these automatic yeses that just came to me quite naturally. So I was like, yes. It took no time at all. And I'm certainly happy I did. You know, the challenge, and it's just like life, is learning that some things grow and come naturally, and other things take a lot more time and attention to detail, which I'm willing to give. Like this poor peony here. It just gives me so much pleasure to see that if I put a little bit of attention on it, it will come running back to life. You know, it's so funny. I planted so many olive trees, and the ones that grew the biggest, the fastest, were over there in the corner. I had no idea that they would grow so well, but maybe because they're shaded by the barn and they're not open to the landscape. These weeping mulberry are magical. I need a couple more of those. I have a couple mulberry over here that are massive and beautiful, and they just keep growing and growing and growing. Okay, we've loved on you enough. We're going to do a little bit more on this olive tree, and then we're going to continue to walk. But the house went up quite naturally, and I think I said it before, but a friend gave me maybe 10 or 12 baby olives. They must have been no more than 8 inches tall. So they were essentially seedlings. And I bought them, and I lined the driveway, and I went down to Berkeley to work. And sure enough, and I'm sad to say, within a couple of months, whether it was frost or summer, without water and care and love and attention to the details that life demands of each one of us. Look at this. Here's an olive here that I planted, and there's an old olive that's saying, hey, save me, save me. Let's try to save this peony. We have no more hose left, but we're just going to try right now. So things blossomed, things took shape. Same thing with the grass. The house used to be a beautiful buttery yellow on the outside, and something in me needed to change. I made that decision on a rollerblading trek. I was out rollerblading one day, and I said, yep, butter yellow. And that was a magic color. And I've since thought that farm white was what I want. I'm not quite sure that I have the correct farm white. It doesn't ring true to, at the end of the day, what I think this house will end up looking like. But that's okay. But I think what we've done right now is we've loved on some plants. We've never really quite done that in a video. So giving love to some plants, water, we should put some of those nutrient, or not nutrient, nutrient. There are such things as nutrient sticks that self and time release into the ground, which is what I'll do this fall, as we try to allow them to feel like they're being nurtured and loved, to grow and being taken care of. See how this one over here is really growing well? Let's come over here and give this one a little bit of love before we walk more. Anyway, what a magical day. I hope that all of you are enjoying the weekend. It's a holiday weekend. I'm not always up here at the farm, but I'm trying to be more and more. I think that this is my special place, my happy place. I will start bringing more of my clients up here, because I think this is a really good atmosphere to walk. to talk about life. I mean, there's nothing more confidential than walking outside, whether it's in the middle of the summer with the sun shining down on us, whether you need a hat or not, or the winter with a big, big, heavy overcoat, whether it's raining or not. We can enjoy this space, and we can enjoy it together. One more plant, and then we're going to head off on our long walk. But I think each and every day, we just take on this immense beauty, the roses, whatever, and invite it all in. Today, I was working on one project that was, oh my gosh, I think I had to restart it about 10 times. And I finally said to the person, you know, time is always of the essence, and time efficiency is more of the essence. But I guess the first time you do things, if you have to get it right the first time and then feel like because you've spent 6 or 7 or 8 hours on something, you've mastered it. You know, I guess at the end of the day, that is all good. Okay, the calla lilies. They are all leaves and no flowers. What a shame. It's because there's no sun. All the sun's been eaten up by all the roses. So we just needed to be here more to cut back these immense roses. And that's going to be my job the next season. We're a little bit too late right now. So let's turn this off and I'll come back to this later. Let's just drop you. But everything has its day, everything has its course. And that's what we need to do. So we're going to take a walk and we're going to go down the middle of the property. There is a stake out here. Strawberries have all been picked. Actually, no, let's see. Here's some little ones. Let's see if there's more in here that we can reach down and get a strawberry. No, they've all been picked. That's good. That's good. Let's come along and see. You know, it's quite shady here, so sometimes you don't get as much production. What is this? There's a good one. Let's just take it. There's a nice strawberry. Okay. Let's see. Shall we try it? Great. Anyway, the other day when I was back here, I put a willow in the ground. See if we've taken all the peaches off. And maybe what we'll do right now is we'll stake that willow before the winter and give it an opportunity to grow. The greatest thing about a willow on land like this is they can just take off in any direction. Yep, all the peaches are gone. So let's find that willow. Here's one. Here's another one. Our dear friends with Reach Helicopter are coming up to save a baby. Whether it was a resuscitation, that they need to transport the baby to Cultivates, or they need to transport the baby to Children's. Gosh, that would be the greatest job. They've got the best website, and their protocols and policies and procedures are second to none. But they're within a walking distance of my house. So, you know, here's a fern. The willow's there, the two. And the one I planted, here's another willow. And actually, there's a willow there. And this is a willow, but it's just taking its little time. But it's getting strong in its base. But this will provide some good shading. Here's another catalpa, but it's a different kind of catalpa tree. But these are taking much more. So yeah, here's this willow, this poor, poor languishing willow that I put in the ground. But let's come over and get one of these stakes that I found the other day and see if we can't. See, right here would be a really good place Yeah, let's do this. You know, the ground it looks like it's wet, but it actually isn't. So let's come here and see if this is actually wet or if this, there we go. It is wet. Yay. So all I need right now is a string. And sometimes what you can do, because you have to be, you just think on your feet when you're out here in the fun country. You create your very own sense of time. And if that doesn't work, I'll come back tomorrow. But soon enough, my dear friends, this will grow. I think that I would love to kind of build out this area, make it a little bit more private, put something closer to the pool so we can swim and feel totally secluded. It's getting better, and more so that if I have a farm dinner closer to the house, I feel very, very secure and protected. As I said, confidentiality, having clients here is really, really important. For me, for everyone. It's just architecturally, on a piece of land like this, where do we put things? Where do I put the pond? Where do I put the tennis court? Where do I leave land to just be appreciated and enjoyed versus encumbering it with so much stuff? Because I don't think that is the objective. Do I leave it to someone else to decide? Or is that for me? Do I listen to neighbors who say, Jan, there is no value in growing grapes because nobody wants grapes anymore? Do I listen to that argument? Or do I reach out to all of you on my YouTube channel and I ask you all to tell me back, what is your opinion on that? I mean, the first thing that I need to do is buy this crazy lawnmower that will be exclusively for the weeds. And I will get out here, and whether we transform it so that somebody else can come and plant some vines, or we just have one big golf course. The beauty is the land is here and it's owned by the Attard family trust, and so forever secured in this beautiful trust. Anyway, we keep walking. I've been told that there's no value in growing grapes, that less and less people are drinking wine, whether that's because more and more people are concerned about their health, their liver. Look at this. This is what I had to pick years ago, the star thistle. I haven't seen star thistle in a long time. I'm going to have to get out here with gloves. In the olden days, I would just pick with my bare hands, but today I will not. Today what I need to do is secure my hands, but get them before they get huge. So I will come back and I will attack this star thistle and get them out of here before they get too big. Voila. But are people more concerned about their health so that they're not drinking wine anymore? Is that a consideration? Are we just as excited about the grapes? I mean, I certainly have picked a lot in the past couple days. People are joking with me. Have you started creating wine with those? Well, most of the grapes I have on my ground are all table grapes. And they're luscious and delicious. And I feel myself eating far too many. So when clients come, I share. It's delightful. What a wonderful way to share in the fruits of the earth, both from figs and grapes. But we travel on. But today has been a day that has been, I got up really early and I went for an initial bike ride and had a lot of gratitude in everything that I did and everything that I ate, and took a little walk early on. But I had quite a few projects to do. And as I said, the one has taken up far too many hours, to the point that before I start working on the next project, which is due by tomorrow morning, I needed to get out and enjoy this gorgeous day. As you can see, the weather, time, things will fall down and we have to manage those. There's weeds that have to be watched over and they need to be pulled out of the ground before they get too long. And that's what happens when you have a big piece of land. But one project done, turned in. The second project will be done later on this evening. I'll go for another swim with a friend, have a very wonderful dinner, enjoy the sunshine, which is lots and lots of vitamin D. Reached out and totally loved on my new baby grandson, who is just the light of my life, delightful and overwhelmingly beautiful. I've already gifted him with 2 investment accounts from his second week of life, getting him on his way to whatever he wants to be in this world. And that's totally up to him, not up to anyone else. So it's the empowerment and love that his mommy and daddy are providing him, all that love and focus and care. You know, I remember when I had 3 within 3.5 years. My background was such that I definitely took time off. I definitely enjoyed them. But I had so much going on that the focus on one was distributed. So there was a ton of love, but it went out to many. And each one of them thrived, and each one of them did well. They, my son and my daughter-in-law, are able to totally focus on this one absolutely beautiful, overwhelming baby. Yeah, absolutely beautiful baby. And so I am honored. I'm going to go and share time with them at the end of this week. I'm going to go and share time with my son in New York City and New Jersey. My other son is taking pictures all over California. I am truly a blessed lady. The days that I'm fortunate enough to see, I have my dear friend Pedro back. What would I do? You know, you have to feed the land. And he's out here walking and loving on every bit of it. What would I do without him? What would I do without him? It is an honor in a remote land like this to even meet someone capable of taking hold of this responsibility. So it goes both ways. It goes both ways. You know, I think that at my age, and how do we do this? We get to be whatever chronological age I am. And the only thing that becomes scary, because I don't quite feel it, is when you look in the mirror and you see what stress and time do to you, and you know that You really need to, every day, my friends, you need to stop in your tracks. And this is not just lip service. You need to sleep. You need to eat right. You need to find ways to de-stress. To exercise, mind, body, and spirit, and love on everything that God has given us. I crave peace and quiet. What I found when I came here is I found immense peace and quiet. Whether it's spirits that haunt or inhabit this land, sometimes I'm moved to cry. When I walked this land a couple years ago with my mom, God rest her soul, I hope you're still here, Mom. We would walk this land with Sasha, our silver lab. And Sasha would run through the fields and find things. Such a graceful lab. Yes, Sasha loved to eat, but a graceful, fun-loving lab who, as we danced to Mamma Mia, he danced as well. But you have to find areas of joy, ways to smile, dance, sing. Oh, my mother loved to laugh. My mother had a wit and a spirit, and she knew just which tennis pro was the best. She adored Nadal. She knew just who to vote for, and she told me who to vote for. I didn't even have to think about it. Isn't that convenient? And as I got up here and wrote papers, because that is who I am and what I do, or I wrote my first book, she would read it and say, keep going. Your writing is good. Gosh, if we all have a cheerleader, aren't we lucky? So on this amazing land, I've had many people stop and say, can I get married here? Can I just enjoy this peace and quiet that you feel? And sharing it is like gold. Living it is like a dream. So as we age, take steps, if you can, naturally, to minimize that aging process. Probably the best one, by far, is being around friends that adore you, who really adore you. Not just that they say it, not just in the moment, but they truly adore you. And at the end of the day, they wouldn't leave you for $1 million. You're the one that they are with, you're the one they stay with, and you're the one they look after. And the same goes both ways, so it's reciprocal. And that's what is the most life-enhancing thing, finding that connection. And my son and daughter-in-law have it, and now they have this gorgeous baby. and I am in awe and honored. The second thing is always something on your plate to learn. What is it about a new plant to put in the ground? This week it's been the kiwi. Does the kiwi grow? And does it require shade? Oh my gosh, if it does, it would have a very hard time here. But if it's natural and it will grow in the sunlight, requiring some afternoon shade, well, maybe we can do that. But it's big and the leaves get hardy, and if it grows over the top of a structure, maybe I can create an area for a farm dinner, or 2, or 3. The farm dinner is a way of gathering together. I remember driving John down to LA when he started college, and I stopped in Paso Robles, and I met this couple growing an olive orchard. They had planted some amazing, they had all different kinds of spices they were growing. They made bread and tomatoes, and we gathered with olive oil and bread and parsley and tomatoes. And wouldn't you know, it felt so close to an Italian gathering. That's what will keep us young. Don't get old. Dance. It doesn't have to be a perfect dance floor. Listen to this quiet. Oh my gosh. Heaven. Dance. I think what we're going to do before I go in is all the mulberry and the willow all blended together. The one lone olive where there were 8. Peony. Is that a peony? No, I'm sorry. It's a fig. You're a fig. You're just a baby fig. I don't think you've given us any fruit yet, but you will. Oh my goodness. You're just a baby fig. And this, an old gardener, he planted this. God love him. And it was no bigger than 1 inch tall, 5 inches tall, and now it's as tall as I am. That's why I love people to come here and just put something in the ground. Here's another olive. You know what they do? They grow, and then they die off, and then the grandpa from the earth says, we're going to come back. And so that happened here, and that's also happened over here. They'll try again and again, and I don't know about this one, but I made them in an arch because the goal was to put a table. Yeah, this has to be totally taken out of the ground. Yeah, I'll just cut this all back because there's nothing worth keeping out there. So, you know, the other thing is I had somebody build a really beautiful stone patio, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but the people who put in the pool cover, which is what's called a safety cover, the stone was put in without rebar. So what's happening right around the pool is the stone is leaning into the pool and affecting the pool cover. So it all has to be removed and rebarred. Yeah. Another project. Somebody told me to remove the hot tub from around the deck so I could create a beautiful walkway from the house. Another project. I quite like stone. You know, the artisans of stonework, the greatest of artisans, in my estimation, are all in Maine. They are building these immensely beautiful stone walls and just walls. One day I'll have one. You know, I'll let them stay here at the house and create a beautiful, beautiful wall. The gardens are over there. My tomatoes, my peppers, my pumpkins, more peonies, more time to reflect on the land and the earth. I was thinking of adding a greenhouse there, but I think instead it'd be better to have some kind of barn structure to put an animal in, maybe some chickens, maybe a horse, to take around the property. We'll see. It's a lot. We'll finish off this lovely walk. Well, we did a big thing today. We posted a willow. That's normally what my mother and I used to do. We would post a willow. We would finish our glass of wine. And we would salute to Sasha. We would salute to Sasha. So with that, let's go over and have ourselves, you know, I should do all my reading outside, actually. It's so beautiful. In this park-like setting. Ooh, look. Okay, more. Not enough, but more. They haven't quite attached to the house like they used to because I only have one at the end. Anyway, all my love and all my care. Take care of yourselves, each and every one of you. As I said, the goal, take down these roses so the calla lilies can grow and blossom. You don't want one thing to overwhelm someone else, as I've been told. Don't scare us with your nursing knowledge. I try not to. But I love all of you, and I care for all of you. Take care of your life. Whether you're at home, whether you're driving, whether you're at school, pay attention to every detail and make each moment count. Love to you.